Hey, what's up guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about the strongest hero of each role in Dota. So we're going to go from role 1 through 5, from the safe lane all the way down to position 5, and talk about the best hero in the meta. If you're trying to gain MMR, you obviously want to know what hero is performing the best and is getting picked by the pros, so you can pick it as well. So if you're excited for this video and you want more content like this one, I would appreciate it if you could click the like button. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and get your gameleap sub. You know, I was talking to someone recently, they didn't have a gameleap sub. It was a really sad story because, you know, essentially, they were in a really hard spot in life. You know, no savings, thousands of dollars in debt because of their college tuition. Then they bought a gameleap sub, and the debt went completely away. How crazy is that? Yeah, fully true story. I'm definitely not lying to you. So get your gameleap sub today. Alright guys, let's start it off with the safe lane. And honestly, I did have a lot of options for the safe lane here. I'll be very straightforward. I think there's a lot of good safe laners right now. For a couple of honorable mentions, there's PL, Juggernaut, I think Troll is good, Ember with Cuddle is solid, honestly Drow is fine. But all in all, one of the best heroes in all of Dota right now. I genuinely believe this. Well, okay, there's two. I gave it a tie. The reason being is I think both heroes have their innate strengths and very specific timings that are easy to play around. So much so, to the point where pros are picking them as well. And that is Wraith King and Rickey. Let's start it off with Wraith King. This hero has gotten nerfed a bit, but honestly, the fact that skeletons are on your W, your lifesteal, has just made this hero inherently insane. If at any point you can pick this hero into a lane where they do not have any AoE clear to kill the skeletons, you will win the lane. Pick Wraith King with another stun. It can be Witch Doctor, Lion, Grimstroke, any of the above, even slows, Crystal Maiden at level 1, right? Frostbite, whatever it is. All of these heroes destroy with Wraith King. Right? They destroy. I've played this hero so much as of late, I'm really having a good time on it, and really, like, not only do you scale well, you're a lane dominator, which I think a lot of carries just are not that, you know? Like, they can win some matchups, like, I guess PL could win some matchups, but not to the extent Wraith King can against a lack of wave clear. On top of that, he farms incredibly fast. As long as you get to side lanes, you can spawn your skeleton in a side lane, or even in the mid lane, and it will just run down the lane. Yeah. I've noticed this trick is extremely effective on Wraith King, where you walk to a lane, even if you have no vision of a wave or a camp, right? Especially if you have no vision of a wave or a camp, you spawn the skeletons, they run it down the lane, they farm it up for you, and all of a sudden you have a 17-minute radiance with an armlet, and you're ready to go ham. So if you're looking for a straightforward hero to play, that's easy to play, Wraith King's definitely the best. But second on the list is Rickey, and this hero, similar to Wraith King, has a very clear timing. Wraith King is the Radiance, Rickey's is Aghanims. Yeah, Aghanims. So I made a video with someone recently on Rickey, and the new build that people are going is Treads, Wand, sometimes Orb of Corrosion if they're having a good game and they think they have kill potential. So yeah, those three smaller items into a Battle Fury, into an Axe. The Battle Fury makes your Tricks of the Trade and your auto attacks cleave in general, which allows you to farm and get towards your level 25 talent, which is Tricks of the Trade cooldown. And most importantly, your Axe makes Tricks of the Trade hit 2 targets, which means you're also cleaving out those 2 targets, which is pretty insane damage. Not only do you flash farm to Oblivion, when you get Daedalus, you can instantly team wipe an entire team if they even slightly group up. On top of that, you're pretty hard to gank for a lot of team comps. In pubs, you essentially can never die due to your high base HP regen in the laning stage and your invisibility in the mid game. So yeah, when you're playing Rickey, only take fights under towers, take the safe one and get the cleanup kills, get your Ags timing, then pick up a Daedalus, and it's free pickings from there. Alright, next up, let's get into the mid lane, and I know it was supposed to be just the strongest hero of each role, but here I have two. These two heroes are getting first phase picked and banned absurdly consistently in Pro Dota. This is not my opinion, this is fact. And that is Puck and Odie. Honestly, Puck has just proven to be the, I would say the best first pick in Dota right now. It's just so flexible, it's good as a support, it's fine as an offlaner, and it's fantastic as a mid. This hero is absurdly good at controlling the tempo of the game, and I really do think that, I know this is a bit of a side note, but I think that Dream Coil is kind of just a whack spell right now. It does 125 damage initially, So it's just a straight up 125 damage nuke, which is already good, you know? And then if you break it, you take another 300 damage, which means you can take 425 damage and get stunned and you can't move. It's like quite ridiculous, you know? That's just how I feel about that spell. It just makes so much sense why this hero's doing well after the buffs to Coil. On top of that, I think Witchblade was one of the best additions into the game when it comes to making a hero like Puck scale a lot better. Reason being is very often for Puck, unless you go this new Thompson E-Blade build, it can be very hard to solo kill people, especially if they're a bit tankier, you know? Like, you would have to coil them if you wanted to kill them, like a support, you know? Your W and your Q, it just wasn't enough damage, and any other DPS item, it really just wasn't good enough. You know, like if you buy an Atos for control for whatever reason, you lack damage. If you bought a Maelstrom, you lacked control. And I think that's the thing about Puck, but the slow with the Witch's Blade allows you to solo kill even cores. And really, I think it's made Puck an insane hero, especially considering the fact that you get a 30 damage talent at level 10 and phase shift attacks at level 15. So you scale absurdly well. And then yeah, there's OD. Why is this hero's stats so good? Why does it have like 8 armor? Who decided this? It has like 8 armor, right? 8 armor, 330 movement speed, something like that, and then like 80 damage. It's actually like 70 damage, but what? On top of that, its Q can be essentially used as much as you want because it really doesn't burn your mana. Sure, it can, you know, prevent you from using Astral properly if you use too many of them early on before you have your E skilled up, you know how it is. But you see what I'm saying? Like, Zero's just dumb. It really loses almost no lanes. I think the only way to beat it is to like have like a, you know, to like basically have a roamer try to kill it. Other than that, it really doesn't have many bad matchups, if any. If you're looking for a hero that just like farms and then buys Meteor Hammer and solo kills mids with Meteor Hammer by learning a simple combo that's frankly very easy to execute on, pick it. Just pick it. All right, next up on the list at 3, the offlane position is Death Prophet. I will also say that Timber is a hero that's getting picked a lot. So if you're looking for a hero that is like a melee hero, a frontliner, I mean, technically Death Prophet is a frontliner, and that's the offlaner that I am recommending here. But Timber is fantastic as well. The hero loses very little lanes. The W is buffed extremely hard. Like, Timber's W level 1 used to be so slow and like very clunky, and now they just made it fast, which makes it very easy to CS with, very easy to disengage with, and hit people with. On top of that, they buffed it where his ulti is like instant cast now. It used to be relatively hard to connect on his ulti. Like, if you didn't know how to predict where people were moving, or they just had like fast turn rate, like face boots, you barely could kill people. It was so hard to hit ulti. Now that's just not a thing. So like, this hero became so much easier to play, especially early on into the game. So that was like a big buff. But let's talk about Death Prophet. I know this one's weird. It's like, what? Why not OD? You know, I even could have put OD here. That seems to be universally seen as a very strong offlaner right now, but I think Death Prophet is incredibly underrated, and in fact might be like the most underrated hero in Dota right now. Pro teams are starting to pick up on it, but like, it has some of the best stats in the game. It has high armor, like 330 movement speed. It's basically OD, except with like better early game team fight. You know, OD, early into the game, you kind of need to wait for some items. You can still Astral and Meteor Hammer and solo kill people, but it has to be like pick-off oriented. DP has a really good laning stage. She lanes really well with a lot of the popular fours like the Nyxes. I think she's good with Shaman in lane. Earthshaker, really good with these heroes, so she enables the meta fours, and she's just a great laner. Like, there's not too much to talk about, not too much change. Her ulti is still the same, but she does an insane amount of damage. She frontlines, she gives you building tempo, a good laning stage. It really is just one of the most reliable heroes in Dota. I genuinely believe that. This is a hero you can first pick and it will almost always be good. And so yeah, that's my offlaner for the patch. And next up at the 4 role is Cuddle. A lot of people are playing Cuddle. I think the second one that comes to mind for me, it was Nyx, but then the hero was nerfed quite a bit. The second one that comes to mind is probably Shaman. A lot of teams are picking Shaman, especially EG. Man, I feel like Crit's playing it every game. Something like that. Except when it gets banned. But Cuddle. Why Cuddle? Seems like, you know, with the Q being only 100 mana, and, you know, his new kit being so powerful, he's just good. Like, Solar Bind is a great spell. It's like a crazy good slow that also reduces magic resist, so you just destroy people. Like, I was playing this Jug Cuddle lane. Really, really good, right? Because you need a slower stun with Jug, right? So you Solar Bind it, it slows them, so you guarantee spin, and you get that magic resist reduction for the spin, and then you Illuminate Blast them, and like, whew, it is dirty. It is a dirty lane. Like, really, really, really nuts how good that lane actually is. So there's most definitely that, and his ultimate now is quite insane. It allows you to channel your Illuminate with like a spirit, so you don't have to stand still to channel it. You can do that and it can't be canceled. On top of that, you also get recall and blinding light, so you hit level 6 and then you just have like 15 spells. You know, you just have that many spells. So if you're looking for a hero that's maybe a little bit hard to play, you're gonna have to watch a replay to master it. I think I made a video on it recently, so you can go check that out. Cuddle is definitely up there, and stomps lanes. He also scales well, which is cool. And finally, last but not least, for the position 5 role, is Witch Doctor. Yeah, I don't even know really what they changed about him, but everybody's picking him. I'm just gonna keep it I don't know. I mean, he definitely feels really strong. Your Q is one of the best trading spells in the game. Your heal is actually mad underrated, dude. Witch Doctor heal, even taking it at level 1 or level 2, is so good. It costs no mana and heals so much. I swear, it's like maybe the best heal in the game. And that sounds crazy, right? It's like, what? Witch Doctor's a healing hero? Yeah, Witch Doctor's a healing hero. This hero, in a good lane, you max Maledict and you just clap, right? You just kill. In a bad lane, you take your heal and you're actually chilling. Like, it's quite weird. I've been watching replays recently, and I'm gonna have to even share this with some of my friends, but like, you actually heal so much. But yeah, that's kind of why I like Witch Doctor. I think you just first pick him, and he's like solid. He lanes well with a lot of the meta carries, right? For instance, I think he's good in lane with Wraith King. I think he's good in lane with Troll, Ursa, Jug. Not necessarily Rickey. That lane's okay, because you can take your heal and do all right. You know, sustain him. But yeah, well, I just think this hero is incredibly good, and it provides you a lot of kill potential and a very fast-paced game of Dota, considering its level 6 spike is one of the best in the game. But alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video where I talked about the strongest heroes in each role of Dota. If you did, or you have any objections or heroes you'd like to say you think is the best, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll read it. But yeah, that's going to be about all, folks. Remember, click the link down below and subscribe to the Game Leap website where we have thousands of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.